Hey, how's it going? It's Tango Oscar Mike, and I'm cold. I've only been hiking for about a half a mile. I got a lot planned for today. I'm at Tomlinson State Park. It's currently about 25 degrees, and I am heading out. This is the Laurel Trail. I'm doing an out and back on this trail. It's 2 miles out and 2 miles back. This is just for exercise. And then I'll go across the road at the end of this trail to the Maple Trail. And that's about, I think, a 3-mile loop. Not quite. But I'll set up. It's got extreme elevation compared to the rest of the park. Highest spot that I know of where I can go up and set up there and do a POTA. Park's on the air activation. So it's December 23rd, a few days before Christmas. I tried to get my wife to come out with me and bring Augie, and she decided no way. She doesn't quite have all the clothes she would need. She has most of it. I'm sure we could get by. For today, the only thing different that I did is I put on some long johns underneath my hiking pants, and I threw an extra fleece top in my pack from the last time. And I have 2 packages of the Hot Hands hand warmers. I find that those can come in clinch, and I'm wearing my big mittens while I'm hiking, and I have my lighter, thinner gloves in my pockets for when I'm doing POTA, so I can write and everything. But it is brisk out, I'll tell you that. I've got a question for you, and that is, my last video was extremely long because I left all the context in the video full length. Let me know in the comments whether, but I did put in chapters so you can skip the context if you wanted to, and I know everybody skips around YouTube anyhow. So leave in the comments whether or not you like that format, or you like the condensed version of the context I normally do. I know Frank from Tank Radio puts all his context, the full context, in another video, a separate video. So let me know what you would prefer down below, and I'll try to accommodate you. Maybe just put in some of the highlighted contacts in the main video. Now, that looks like a pretty nice buck scrape. But I'm not sure. I don't see any claw marks. I think that's a buck. I don't see any tracks though. Interesting. I guess it's a buck. We don't have a lot of bears in the area, but there are some. They just caught a 200-pound bear within the Pittsburgh city limits. They trapped it with donuts. Which is kind of funny. Bears love donuts. I'm surprised they didn't catch a bunch of people in the trap too. But it's a good day to be out. If I didn't say it, my pack weighs right around 28 pounds with everything in it. I do have the Raspberry Pi and everything in there. I want to try sending an email and using JS8 call to send a text message. So I'm going to try doing that while I'm out here once I get to the POTA site. But like I said, this is 2 miles out and back. As you can see, I'm up on a ridge, and this trail basically goes down to water level, down to the end of the trail, and then you turn around and come back. So it's a little bit of uphill hike on the way back, but it's not bad at all. The other trail I'll be doing has a very steep first ascent, and then it has some other steep hills on that trail, so that'll be a bit rougher after doing this 4 miles, but especially with a pack. When I'm on the treadmill, I don't wear a pack, and wearing a pack definitely makes a difference, slows me down a little bit. I like being out this time of year. There's nobody else out here. I highly doubt I'll see anybody else out hiking today, or any bikers or anything. Maybe there's some other people that are used to the cold. I tried to convince my wife that she really doesn't need a lot of cold weather clothes when you're doing these types of hikes, because you're moving, you stay warm. It's when you stop is when you get cold, and that's why I have all the extra layers in my pack. Yeah, so now I was on the Laurel Trail. The Laurel Trail goes down there and makes a loop. I'm going to take White Oak, and White Oak goes out and back. I've been doing a lot of work on the homestead lately. We've had some trees come down with the storms, so I've taken care of those, cut them up, most of it. I still have a lot to do. I still have like 3 or 4 trees down laying in the woods, but they're not laying on the ground. They're kind of half propped up, so they won't rot. They'll stay good for a couple of years, but that'll be the firewood for next year. As you can see, trees down here as well. That looks relatively new, but there's just so much firewood in the woods. When you have property, there's always trees falling and new trees growing. My property is overrun with thorns or jaggers, and I really need to. I was out yesterday cutting a lot of them. I have a weed whacker with a saw blade on it, but I really need to just get a skid steer or a tractor with a plow and just go in and just wipe that stuff out, flatten it out, get all the wood, the old rotted wood out of there, so I can run my brush trimmer in there, my brush cutter in there every once in a while, just to keep the woods a little bit clearer so you can have some fun in the woods. We have a lot of property, not a lot, but we have property, and I want to say 80% of it we can't use because it's so overgrown with thorns. You literally cannot walk through it. You can't even take like a brush cutter or something through it because it's, 8 feet high thorns hanging over, and it's a nightmare. So, but it is what it is, as they say. I'm warming up now. I've gone just over a mile. So, but somebody's been doing some work. This used to be here. There was a bridge that was replaced too, but somebody cut this out and put these woods in. I think this is a popular mountain biking trail. I did a POTA activation from that rock before. But well, for now, I think that's all. I am going to put the camera down and pick up the pace, watch where I'm stepping. So I'll set the camera down and get back to you later. This is the end of the trail. This is all the farther this trail goes, and it's on private property, I guess. There's some ice along the creek there. This is an offshoot. This feeds the main creek down the trail a little ways. But Juziak owns the private property. That's what it says on the sign. And we respect people that have private property. So we'll turn around and go back. I've gone just right around 2 miles from where I parked. So now I'll head back. Going back this way, it'll be uphill a little bit more, since I'm kind of at water level now. So we'll get a little bit of elevation gain credits here. I'm feeling good. I'm actually getting a little too warm. I probably should unzip this a little bit. Let some air in. I don't think I need to take it off, but I think I need to let some air in. Cool my core down a little bit. My head's not cold, but it's not warm either, so that's good. I'm not too bad there. I might warm up to a point where I have to take this off once I start climbing up the hills on my way out. But I love that sound. If I keep sniffling and wiping my nose in these videos, I'm sorry, but that's just that's what happens when you're out in the cold, exerting yourself. So I finished my other loop. I've gone exactly 4 miles, right? Exactly 4 miles. I'm on the Maple Trail now. I'm just starting up. Okay, so let me show you the setup. I've got my Sodabeams compact travel mast tied to this half tree stump here. I've got my QRP dipole going out that way and that way, which is north and south for 40 meters. Got my chair with a little, the Z-Seat insulated pad. I'll tell you what, that makes a big difference having that underneath you. It helps keep you warm. Down here I have my TX500, my Raspberry Pi, all the necessary cables, the power splitter that I forgot last time, the tiny screen that I'll be using. I've got Cat Control, my audio interface, which is just a Sabrent sound card. I've got my GPS dongle. So I have everything I need. So now, give me my glasses. Give me my screen. The screen's very reflective, so it's going to be hard to see. I'm probably going to have to take my gloves off to use the mouse on the keyboard. I'm opening JS8 call. I probably won't be able to show this on camera. I just don't think it'll pick it up enough, but I can try. I'm set for 40 meters. I need to change the mode to digital. I got my speaker turned up a little bit so you can hear. And I'm opening up the JS8 call utilities. The reflection on this screen is pretty bad, I will say that. So let's go to ham radio. Let's open up Pat menu. I'm also going to open up a browser and compose a email. I should have done this at home, but let's see. Let's open up the Pat mailbox. Action. Compose. Let's send it to KT1RUN. Tab. That's a tech prepper. Test from FIELD. Tab. Greetings. Okay, let's now I'm posting it to the outbox. Going back to Pat menu here. And I'm going to do Pat Auto Connect. I'm selecting 40 meters. I'm going to tell it anything from 250 miles out to 500 miles out. And I'm going to tell it to go ahead and connect. And I do have to turn Vox on my radio. Oh, there we go. Starting to connect. Yep, data AC, break. Yep. We're sending and receiving, it looks like, so it's going to take a little bit. So that's WinLink. It's going to take a little bit to send and receive that message, and then I'll shut everything down. And then I'll try to find a clear frequency and do some POTA, maybe do some hunting first. So, but it works. The screen has a really bad glare to it, so it is hard to see. And it is really tiny. This screen would be much better if it was up here in my face. But actually, I don't have long enough USB cable to do that. So, but yeah, the reflection is really bad. If I cover it with my hand, it's much easier to see. If it's not not in daylight. In direct sun, this would be probably impossible to see. But as you can hear, I'm sending the email, and I think I'm probably receiving a few emails too. It is WinLink. Yesterday was WinLink Wednesday, and I did check in, so I'll probably get a couple of confirmations and probably a reminder for the check-in today, which is there's a Thursday WinLink net that I usually check into as well. But this will take a little bit, and then we'll go from there. I've been here for a little while. I already had my snacks. You can see I already put on my my hat. I still have my buff on around my neck just to help keep my neck warm. This makes a big difference. I put on my fleece top and my puffy jacket. I put on my thin gloves so I can write and do things which I can't do with the mittens on. And I put a couple of hand warmers in the backs of these gloves just to help with the help keep my hands warm. So this is the spot that I was talking about. I am probably at one of the steepest or highest points in this park. From the road where I was climbing up, I think it is at 565, and now I'm at like 800 feet gain. So it's and I have only gone maybe 3/4 of a mile, so it is a steep climb. And I'll do my activation, and then I'll finish this loop. It goes down into the valley, up another hill, and then I go down again back to my car and get back there that way. So hopefully this won't take too long. Okay, well, I received a total of 6 emails, so it took a really long time. And the cold is killing the batteries on the GoPro. I already went through one, and I only have 2 batteries, and this one's dead too. Luckily, the same power cord and buck converter that I was using to power the Raspberry Pi, I can use to power the camera as well. So right now I'm powering the camera. I had to whip out my knife, cut a little slit in the windsock foam cover that I'm using on the camera, and plug it in. But now the camera is charging and powering the camera through USB from my 3 amp hour Bioenno. And since I stopped transmitting my voltage has gone back up to 12.9, and I found that that's not entirely correct. So I think I'm pretty good there for now. Park to Park, November 3, Whiskey Sierra.
Park to Park, go ahead.
Yep, it's November 3, Whiskey Sierra. I have you about a 5858 at Park K 0629. 0629.
November 3, Whiskey Sierra. Park 0629, is that correct?
QSL, QSL.
All right, roger that. We got you as a 5-7 here at Park 1826.
Thank you for the Park to Park. Have a great day.
73.
Park to Park.
Park to Park.
Park to Park, November 3, Whiskey Sierra.
November 3, Whiskey Sierra. Copy you. Got you at 5-5 here at 0019.
Copy the 55 at 0019. I have you at about a 5454 into Park K 0629. 0629.
Copy the 54 into Kilo 0629. Stand by for the second operator. November 3, Whiskey Sierra, please copy. Kilo 54, that's the Yankee Park K 0019. Appreciate your Park K 0629.
QSL, QSL. Thanks for both contacts. Hope you have a great activation.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Kilo Charlie 3 Whiskey Juliet Mike calling QRZ.
Park to Park, Park to Park, November 3, Whiskey Sierra.
Did I have a Park to Park in there?
Roger, Roger. Park to Park, Park to Park, November 3, Whiskey Sierra.
November 3 Whiskey Sierra. Have you about a 5555 into Park K4359.
QSL, QSL. I also have you as a 5555 into Park K 0629. It's K 0629. 0629.
I copy K0629.
QSL, QSL. Thanks for the contact. Have a great day and Merry Christmas.
73, have a happy holiday. This is Kilo Charlie 3 Whiskey Juliet Mike Kilo Bravo November X-Ray.
Okay. So that's 4 contacts hunting. I'm getting the shivers. So I am going to move that off my pack. Don't need my first aid. That's not what I wanted. But down here, there's this little compression sack here. Because I want to stay out here until I get my activation. And I'm not going to be able to do that if I get any colder. So this is a poncho liner. I'm just going to unfold it a little bit. Kind of wrap it around me here. Oh yeah, I can feel it already. That'll help hold in some heat. So now let's find a clear frequency. Sending out my spot. I've been spotted. Let's get my glove back on so I'm ready.
Whiskey Sierra. CQ parks on the air from November 3 Whiskey Sierra at Park K0629, Tomlinson's Run State Park. CQ POTA from November 3 Whiskey Sierra.
Whiskey 8, Juliet Delta Echo, your 57 Michigan.
Copy, Whiskey 8, Juliet Delta Echo, have you 59 into Park 0629.
Thank you for the 59 and thank you for 0629.
Thank you, have a great day and Merry Christmas. CQ POTA, November 3, Whiskey Sierra, calling CQ, parks on the air.
Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima.
Bravo 8 Lima Lima. Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima.
QSL Alpha Bravo 8 Lima Lima, you're 59 Michigan.
Roger, Roger, you're 59 Pennsylvania. Thanks for the contact and Merry Christmas.
QSL 59 Pennsylvania, yeah, 73, Merry Christmas.
QRZ from... That was good. And the GoPro's still running thanks to the battery here. Let's count up the contacts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. 39 contacts. I'll call that good. It's always good when you get those contacts. I am getting cold, so it is time to go. Let's unhook cables first. Microphone cable's always a little stiff, so I'm using this to hold all my cables, this little pouch here. This is a Home Depot Husky pouch that I found. Works pretty good. I have a bunch of them. I use them for different things just to help me stay organized a little bit. There's power cord for the radio. Okay, so there's all my cables. Let's pop the radio in its case. I'll tell you what, if I didn't have this poncho liner, I probably still wouldn't be out here. I got the chills there for a little bit. I actually started shivering, and as soon as I put this on my legs and kind of like wrapped myself up, I could feel the warmth. I was still warm enough that I was generating enough warmth myself to warm back up a little bit. Still a little chilly, but not nearly as bad as I was before. So, and I'm sure as soon as I take this off, I'm gonna get cold. But I am going to be packing up and hiking and building up some heat. So I'm okay with that. So let's do this. Now let's see if I can get this back in the stuff sack relatively easily. I am just gonna stuff it. See how long this takes. This stuff sack, this poncho liner is made from USGI. It's not real expensive. I think it was like $30. I have the poncho too. If I needed a windbreak, I definitely could use the poncho, but that was enough to help me. And then you just kind of pull these straps back up to the top. And then pull these ones down here. I don't really need to compress it that much. I'm putting it in the bottom of my pack. But that helped, definitely. Okay. Hopefully my GoPro's charged up a little bit so I can finish the hike just with that. Radio, cables, notepad, back here. My pen goes in this top hood. My glasses. Don't need those anymore. So, trying to pack up quick here so I don't get too cold. Put that back in there. Zip that back shut. Ooh, the chair almost fell on me. Collapsed on me. Yeah, the chair pushed into the ground a couple of times and made it a little tough. So I think the new chair will work better for me. It's a little bit lighter, like I said, which isn't a big deal, but it does make a difference. But I'm more interested in the legs and the lower heights of the ground. But this chair for $30 has served me well. A friend of mine bought one of these and used it in his hunting blind, but he was in it for several hours and he said it got really uncomfortable after a while, which that's probably true. These aren't super comfortable, but it's better than nothing. And for doing POTA and stuff like that and quick activations, you can always get up and stretch or something. So but I like how it fits in the bag nice and easy. It's always good. Okay. So I'm going to pause the camera while I take the antenna down and get that wrapped up. So now comes the hardest part of packing up, and that's convincing myself that I can take off my layers. So even though I'm super cold, not super cold, but I'm chilly right now, I've got to take all this off. Puffy coat. Stuff it down in my pack. And even this fleece. Oh, put this back on before I get too cold. Okay. Everything packed up. This is a 44-liter pack, but just with this stuff, the stuff I have in it, it's pretty full. Make sure all my pockets are zipped up, make sure I didn't drop anything in the leaves here. I think I'm going to keep the beanie on for a minute. Oh, almost forgot this piece of paracord. Okay, I'm going to get moving. Okay, so I'm moving again. I just started hiking. The best thing I can do right now is to pick up the pace a little bit and try to build up some warmth. So that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to be heading downhill for quite a while. So I'll make it a little faster, and then I know I have a big climb at the end. So I'm actually looking forward to it. It'll get my heart rate going and build up some heat. So we'll see. We haven't done this trail this way. We did it the other way, in the other direction, counterclockwise, and it sucked because the biggest climb was at the end of your hike. So I'm going this way this time, and we'll see how things go. So I've been hiking a little bit. As you can see the water down there, and there's a road down there. That's where this trail goes down to, and then I gotta hike back up over the hill to the other side again, so it'll be good. It does feel pretty cold right now. My face is cold from the wind blowing on it, maybe because I'm walking so fast. But I'm heading downhill now, so I'm walking a little faster to build up body heat. I forgot to start my watch before I started walking, so my mileage might be off a little bit, but not by much, 100 yards or so maybe. And yeah, so I think I have about 2 miles to go. If this is right. Yeah, about 2 miles, and then I'll be done. So I should be able to get plenty warm in that amount of time. I don't have much battery life, so I'm going to turn it back off until I'm back to the truck, most likely. So see you then. Well, as you can see, I had to ditch the nice warm hat for the spiffy DX Engineering buff. I was just getting too hot. I'm almost back up to the top of the hill here. Whew. And then it's it's downhill all the way back to the truck. Yeah. So here's the loop. I went that way, came up that way. This is the Maple Trail at Tomlinson Run State Park, and this really is 100% downhill back to the truck. So that sucked, but it's fun too. Let's see what my elevation gain is now. Yeah, my elevation gain now is 1,166 feet. I don't think there'll be any more other than maybe a couple of feet or something on the way back. So when I started at the bottom of this hill, I was at 565, and this trail is only like 2.5, 3 miles long, so I doubled my elevation gain, which is good. But yeah, in general, it sucked, but it was awesome too. Good place to do POTA from, up here. Plenty of places to set up. Saw some deer on my hike, but I'll see you back at the truck. So I'm back at the safety of my truck. I'm gonna head home. My GPS watch says I did 6.3 miles. It's probably closer, maybe a little closer to 6.5, since I forgot to turn my watch back on once I started hiking, or start the tracking again once I started hiking. I had almost 1,200 feet of elevation gain, which is good. I made 39 contacts, 4 of which were park to parks, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it was a good day. And then the next couple of days, I think we're expecting rain, and Christmas we're just expecting a ton of rain. So I'm glad I got out. I'll probably pay for it tomorrow with the hills and my hamstrings, but had a great time. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the first time that I've done WinLink and JS8 call out in the field in a long time, and it worked. Actually, that setup actually worked really well, except for the reflection on the screen, but you can do things to take care of that, put it in the shade, that type of stuff. But yeah, worked pretty good. Thanks for watching. This is Tango Oscar Mike 73. Take care.
Tango Oscar Mike Tango Oscar Mike.